I'm here at IMAG in Fort Myers, Florida to talk to you all about ocean habitats.
The ocean is humongous. Looking closely at our planet, you'll see it covers most of Earth. In fact, oceans cover about 70% of our planet. Covered in water, it's an aquatic habitat, but because that water is always salty, we actually group it as a marine habitat, which is a type of aquatic habitat. The ocean actually has different habitats inside of it, such as this kelp forest, a forest under the ocean in the salt water. This is a habitat between the high tide and low tide called an intertidal habitat. The ocean provides the animals living there all the food, water, space, and air that they need to survive. Many animals, such as fish, have a special adaptation called gills to help them take the air from the salt water that they're living in. Adaptations help living things survive. So if it helps with finding food, getting water, space, and getting air, it's an adaptation.
We're here at the Seas to Seas Touch Tanks to meet some animals from an ocean habitat that actually isn't even in the ocean.
An estuary.
Estuaries are unique habitats where oceans and rivers actually meet, making the water a mixture of salt and fresh, which we call brackish water. A variety of organisms have adapted to live in these estuary habitats, such as oysters, a variety of crabs. And during lower tides, birds like herons and egrets love to come out into estuaries and feed on a variety of animals.
During the winter months, Florida's estuaries get migratory birds from up north. Those birds are trying to avoid the cold and snow seasons. And they come down here and they hunt in our estuaries, eating fish, small snails, and crabs. A lot of fish who live in the oceans actually start their lives off in estuaries. It's a nursery for them. So there are lots of animals who find their food in estuaries, but there's lots of animals who have to avoid becoming food. Crown conchs have a spiky, hard shell to tell predators that they would not make a good meal.
And so do olive snails.
It's not really spiky, but you see they're buried. So they have a hard shell to protect themselves, but they'll also bury themselves to avoid being eaten. Another animal that buries itself is the flounder. Barely see his eyes there. If you look closely, you'll see him take off. Very fast as well to avoid predation. Let's uncover him so you can see him a little bit better here. Flounders have adaptations of having flat bodies to live on the bottom of the sandy estuary habitats where they're found. Their mouths are on the bottom side to help them eat, and both of their eyes are on the top side of their body to help them see. They also have a pretty big, flat paddle tail to help them swim through the water at very fast speeds.
Horseshoe crabs will also live in estuaries when they're younger.
They're actually more of a spider than a crab. They are a prehistoric animal dating back about 450 million years ago. They do have gills to help them breathe. Tails help them swim upright. Their eyes are also on the top of their head, and they are able to see at night. And their legs are specialized for living in estuaries as well. And like many other animals who call the estuary their home, their habitat, horseshoe crabs are adapted to dig and bury themselves very quickly. It's a great adaptation to have when there's lots of things that want to eat you.
But let's head further offshore and explore another ocean habitat, coral reefs.
Coral reef habitats are a marine habitat found in warm water and shallow tropical parts of the ocean. Thanks so much for watching our video on oceans and estuary habitats. Make sure to watch our next video on coral reef habitats. We'll meet some chocolate chip sea stars who can actually regrow their limbs. And we'll meet some venomous lionfish and stingrays. I'll even pick some animals up for a closer look. More habitat videos like desert, forests, and wetlands to come. Thanks again, everyone.